I'll admit that I was a little skeptical going into this movie. Seeing Pete Holmes in the cast made me wonder if they just brought in a big name to get people into the theater. But The Best Christmas Pageant Ever turned out to be a very good Christmas movie, and one of the best Christian movies of the year. Let's talk about it. The Best Christmas Pageant Ever stars Lauren Graham, Pete Holmes, and Judy Greer. It is based on the 1972 children's novel written by Barbara Robinson. It was also a 1983 ABC made-for-TV movie, which is available to watch on YouTube.
Gladys puts worms in your lunchbox inside your sandwich.
The movie is about a community that has a Christmas pageant every year directed by the same person, Mrs. Armstrong. One day, Mrs. Armstrong breaks both her legs, and Grace, played by Judy Greer, takes over the duties of directing the pageant. A family of rowdy children, the Herdmans, decide to insert themselves into the play, to the surprise of everyone, and the shenanigans begin. So let's talk about what this movie did well. First, it's funny. There are a lot of jokes throughout the movie, and they were coming from all directions. There wasn't just a silly character or occasionally funny situations, but the movie is humorous from beginning to end. It was kind of interesting because the script for the 2024 movie is very similar to the 1983 ABC version, but the 2024 version had considerably better production value and casting. The 1983 version was okay, but it was very much typical of the made-for-TV movies at the time. The scripts may have been very similar, but the 2024 version was just much better produced and acted. The acting is fair at times and downright good at other times, but it is best with the lead roles. Judy Greer, Beatrice Schneider, and Molly Bell Wright played Grace, Imogene Herdman, and Beth Bradley respectively. Beatrice Schneider, who drives the emotion of the movie, especially during the pageant, is excellent, especially for a child actor. She plays a strong, convincing bully when necessary, and when her character needs to change, she does so with her acting, not just with the dialogue. It's not easy to get a lot of really good child actors, but the cast overall was impressive. But to me, the thing that this movie is really good at is packing in so many elements while still keeping balance. There was character development of multiple characters, especially Beatrice and Grace, the story of the production of the pageant, display and reinforcement of Christian principles such as patience, judgment, both righteous and unrighteous, and charity, community drama between Grace and those who used to be involved in the pageant, and humor. All of these things play a part in the movie without the film feeling crowded or rushed, and it gives a nice, realistic, non-traditional perspective to some of the elements of the Nativity. When I watched the movie, there were several families in the theater who were enjoying the movie, and both parents and adults were laughing at the jokes. And it was only the second time this year that there was audible applause from appreciative moviegoers after the movie was over. There's not much more that you could ask for in a movie than that. The critics and fans seem to have liked it, with respective Rotten Tomatoes scores of 88% and 98%. Jason Shahan from Nashville Scene writes, family-friendly, rather charming, and unafraid to point out that calcified church figureheads are often the stumbling blocks keeping people from the community of fellowship that faith should offer. And Emma Sasek from The Next Best Picture writes, the Best Christmas Pageant Ever is sure to be one of several new holiday movies coming out this year, but it's likely to be one of few that will tug at the heartstrings and focus on something more than just overspending on gifts. It is a very good traditional Christmas movie for families. How does it rank among some of the other great Christmas movies? Probably not as good as these three classics, which are funnier and more creative, but it has a more traditional message, and it is a very solid addition to the list of good Christmas movies. But what are your thoughts? Are you planning on seeing the Best Christmas Pageant Ever? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time.